BYU has just as many sexual assault cases as any other college in Utah.
BYU Women's Services and the Title IX office are hosting their Voices of Courage campaign this week in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
The city of Provo is considering charging people to park on public streets and wants your input.
The White House is making plans to help students after COVID-19 has taken a toll on their emotional health and academic success. Welcome to Universe Live. It's Wednesday, October 20th. I'm Emily Jones.
And I'm Abby Gunderson. Experts say COVID-19 has taken a toll on students nationwide, academically and mentally.
But as Britt Conway reports, there are some new plans in the works from the White House to help them get back on track.
Our students are in need right now.
In need of mental health support. Doctors say kids were facing a mental health crisis before the pandemic, but now it's reached a critical point. Consider these stats from last year. A 24% increase in ER visits related to mental health for kids 5 to 11, and a 31% increase for kids 12 to 17. And 14% of parents reported increased behavior problems. The White House just released a plan to address students' mental health, honing in on 7 challenges to providing mental health support with a recommendation for each. Congress authorized more than $190 billion to help schools during the pandemic, and some of that money could be spent on mental health services.
As we reopen our schools, we must reimagine to make sure that social emotional well-being is a part of the programming and that we provide our educators with training on how to best support our students.
Many experts say part of that means making sure in-person learning is happening. Some schools are trying out a test-to-stay program. Kids who have been exposed to COVID-19 but show no symptoms get tested instead of being quarantined. If it's negative, they can go to school. If it's positive, they're sent home.
This is an example of what we want to see. We want to see an evolution of strategies, and we want to make sure that we're providing the best opportunities for our students to learn. They've suffered a lot.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Utah's power to handle workplace safety and coronavirus may be taken over by the federal government. The U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, warned Utah, Arizona, and South Carolina about their lack of COVID-19 protections for healthcare workers. If these states don't meet federal labor standards, their authority over workplace safety will be revoked. The main problem is a lack of equipment and safety measures for healthcare facilities. Governor Cox believes that Utah's rules are good enough, and the federal rules would burden healthcare providers.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Universe Live reporter Mikkel Park shows us what's happening on campus to help raise awareness.
From October 18th to the 22nd, BYU Women's Services and the Title IX office are hosting their Voices of Courage campaign, aimed at standing up against all forms of abuse.
The biggest goal of the campaign is to help other people know how to deal with abuse and help their friends who have maybe been abused.
Each day of the week, the office has put on an event focused on raising awareness and educating BYU students about abuse and the resources available on campus.
Every single person knows somebody who's been abused emotionally by a partner or physically or abused sexually. We all know somebody.
On Tuesday, the campaign set up a booth in the Wilkinson Center where students could pledge to do their part in being advocates for people who have experienced abuse. Students passing by wrote down their names and what they would specifically do to make a difference.
I think it's really important, especially on our campus, for BYU students because sex is something that we don't really talk about, and involved in sex is sadly violence and different forms of abuse, so I think it's really important to spread awareness.
According to the campaign, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will be abused in their lifetime.
I think it's really important so they can understand that there are resources out for them and that they're not alone if this does happen.
The week-long campaign also features an awareness gallery, a panel discussion, and a workshop for students to learn more about how to make a difference.
I was actually a victim of sexual assault. So that's part of what makes me passionate about this campaign is that I know that we're making a difference to, change that stigma.
The panel Q&A will be held tonight, October 20th, in the Varsity Theater from 6:30 to 8:30. Reporting for Universe Live at BYU, I'm Mikkel Park.
To learn more about the Voices of Courage campaign, visit wsr.byu.edu.
The Provo City Council is considering adding paid parking to the local streets. They're asking for feedback from Provo drivers. There is a survey people can take online to give their opinion to City Council. The City Council says that the overuse of public parking threatens the health, safety, and welfare of people who live and work in Provo. The deadline for the survey is November 1st. Their next meeting will discuss the results and announce the outcome of parking in Provo.
With elections coming up, it's time for your voice to be heard. You can register online, by mail, or in person. You need a valid Utah driver's license, updated voter registration, and mark a ballot preference to register online. To register by mail or in person, you can visit the Utah County Clerk Elections Office in Provo. Voter registration ends on Friday, so make sure to go online and register. You can go to utahcounty.gov to register.
The BYU dance program is not exclusive to dance majors. Students can join clubs, such as the TAP Club, to explore their capabilities and the joys of the art form. Universe Live reporter Isabel Brown has more on the story.
Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., the BYU TAP Club meets in the Richards Building to enjoy music and movement. Faculty and students can come together and share their love of tap dancing with other enthusiasts.
It's my first year at the TAP Club. It's been super fun and he really challenges us, so I love it.
Took like 3 classes in high school, so not a lot, and then I started taking at BYU a year ago.
Participants of all skill levels are welcome to come together and simply enjoy the art of dancing. The TAP Club provides a place to discuss the history of the art form and to strengthen technique.
It's so fun and we do all levels. So there's people who this is their first year tap dancing and they've learned so much already, so I definitely recommend it for whoever.
The TAP Club offers a chance for students to exercise.
I've been doing it for so long, so it's a great workout.
Meet new people.
They're all super good, super talented.
And relieve their stress.
So it's been a great stress reliever, just being able to dance out my thoughts and feelings.
As they prepare their annual performance of the Nutcracker, the club president and choreographer has to adjust his approach.
It's sometimes challenging to bring things to TAP Club that are going to push everybody in the group.
The camaraderie is clear as students see their peers improve in their own ways.
That has been really kind of a challenge this year as president of TAP Club, but it's also been really fun.
Whatever your skill, it's always a thrill at the BYU TAP Club. For more information about club participation and performances, visit their Instagram at BYU TAP Club. Reporting.
2 apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints spoke at the BYU Islam Conference. The 2 apostles encouraged members of the church to better understand the similarities and differences they have with the globe's 1.8 billion followers of Islam. The apostles emphasized the church's joint efforts with Muslims to defend religious freedom and engage in humanitarian work. They also pointed to resources that strengthen mutual understanding and highlighted several common beliefs between the 2 faith communities.
Rumor has it a major social media platform is planning a rebrand.
Find out which apps might be getting a name change as early as next week.
This is a live shot in Provo. The stormy skies have turned into sunny horizons, and I'll tell you more good news in today's local forecast.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane! Woo! You got this!
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
According to the tech news site The Verge, Facebook plans to announce its new name next week. The report says the company wants to be known for more than social media. The move would position Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp under one brand. A Facebook spokesperson says they are not commenting on the report, calling it rumor or speculation. The rebranding comes as Facebook faces criticism from regulators over its business practices.
It's that time of year where pumpkins are all the rage, but what happens when your jack-o'-lantern looks more fermented than festive?
Reporter Ali Arulian tells us what to do when spooky decoration becomes soggy decomposition.
It's Halloween time, and you just brought home this year's pumpkin.
You grab your knife, set down your pumpkin, and begin your masterpiece.
But what happens at the end of the season when pumpkins go from this to this?
Every year, pumpkins are the produce to pick during the Halloween season. According to the USDA, last year, 2 billion pounds of pumpkins were grown in the United States. 85% of pumpkins are grown for carving and decorating. That creates a lot of waste. According to the United States Environmental Protection Agency, agriculture accounts for 10% of the United States greenhouse gas emissions. So, what should you do with your pumpkins? First, you can eat them.
Our favorite thing to do with pumpkin is to make pumpkin soup.
But when pumpkins go bad, there's an alternative to just throwing it away: composting. Though it may seem daunting,
It's just easier to throw them away.
it's easier than you may think.
It's as easy as put a bin under your sink, be collecting your banana peels and your apple cores.
Composting helps soil and the environment.
And there's a whole host of things that don't need to go to the landfill.
BYU has a composting bin right outside the Life Science greenhouse, and it's a simple way to reduce your carbon footprint. Just remember the composting rules.
An easy way to remember it is if a vegan can eat it, you can compost it. Reporting for Universe Live, I'm Allie Arulian.
Take a look at this time lapse in Sundance. You will see a bubblegum pink sunrise, and I was so excited to see that. It is beautiful. We also got some inches in snow, and you can see that from just looking up at the mountains. The skies are clear and blue, and we are just getting started. Happy Wednesday, it's hump day and the sun is out. Behind me on our radar, you can see that Utah is clear with just a little bit of cloud coverage from a high pressure coming in, giving us a little break from those winter conditions. For today's temperatures, we start off pretty chilly as well, but pretty calm. Logan, 57. 36 is your low. Price, 52 is your high. 36 is your low as well. St. George, 77 is your high, and 52 is your low. Now's the time to bundle up and get out your puffer coats for winter. For southern Utah, for the Beehive State, you are going to see the sun all the way until the weekend, until Monday. The hottest day being Friday, 78 degrees, which will be beautiful. And then at night, you're staying pretty much in the 50s, the coldest getting to 49 as well. But then for northern Utah, this is when we're going to be seeing the more weather conditions of Thursday. Again, that break, but then the weekend is when we'll see the rain coming. The coldest day will be in the 58s, that beginning. But this is when we're going to see those winter conditions come back. And you guys, this is when we expect for right now. We expect this and we are ready for the rain.
You know, lucky us, we had such a dry summer. I feel like we're just making up for lost time right now.
It's true, I may have to buy a raincoat finally.
A suspect leads police on a destructive high-speed chase on a tractor, and the whole thing is caught on camera. Police released crazy video, which shows the suspect using a front-loader tractor to steal a motorbike. The suspect made off with a pair of stolen bikes dangling from the large vehicle. But when officers caught up with him, things got even wilder. The suspect dropped the bikes and took off in the tractor. Police chased him through neighborhoods, fields, a rail yard, and even over train tracks. Police eventually caught up and arrested him. You know, guys, I don't know about you, but a tractor just doesn't seem like a great way to get away with a crime.
I've never been on a tractor, but I think it's kind of slow. I think it's slow, right?
Yeah, it seems slow.
Probably.
You know, if it were me, I'd probably, you know, he sounds like he was on a farm, so I would have hopped on a horse and I would have rode off. I'd love to see the police catch me on horseback. Thanks for joining us today for Universe Live. For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu.
Have a great day.